Hello, grade 6 students. This is day 21 of STP Mathematics 1A lesson series. Hope you can remember we started a new topic, that is chapter 12, and we discuss about the factors, prime numbers, prime factors, right? Today we need to discuss about the multiples, lowest common multiple. Then before that, we want to discuss the highest common factor, right? The highest common factor. Then we want to learn the divisibility test. And if time permits, I am planning to cover the indices lesson 2. We'll see that how it works. And straight away, I'm moving to the topic. So then it's like this. Now, if you can remember that I explain you how you can list, how you can write the factors, right? So then if I ask you to find the highest common factor, right? The highest common factor, we call this highest common factor, right? So this is highest common factor HCF. This is the topic. The last video we discussed about the factors. Therefore, I'll start from this point. So then let's say you want to find the HCF or the highest common factor of 8 and 12, let's say, for an example. You list down the factors of 8 and 12 like this separately. 1 times 8, 2 times 4. Do we have anything else? No. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Yeah. Then what we do, children, we write down the common factors for them. Out of these, that what are the common factors? Common factors of 8 and 12. If I list down them, you can see number 1, right? So I'll take different colors to show you. 1 is common for both of them, right? Then 2 is common for both of them. What else that we can take? I'll take a different color. What it is, I'll take black. 4 is common for both of them. That's it, right? So then what I do, I list down the common factors 1, 2, 4, and close the curly bracket. Out of those common factors, a particular number is very important for me. What it is, that you just look at this number, it is important for me. Why? That is the highest common factor. That is, out of the common factors, this is the highest common factor. Very simple, right? So first you draw the tree diagram and you mark the factors. Then out of them you recognize what are the common factors. Here in this case 1, 2, 4 are common. Out of those common, that which one is the highest? 4. Therefore, highest common factor of 8 and 12 will be 4. This is how we find it, right? Even though I use different colors, that you can use black and blue, that if need you can use green or pink, right? Highest common factor. Now we'll take another question from the book itself. Wait, I'll show you. Lowest common multiple. No, that the highest common LCM, HCF. Let's say that we have 22, 33, 44, question number 6, right? Now this time you have 3 sums. So the 3 numbers, right? So then what I'm going to do, the question is highest common factor of what? 22, 33, 44. 22, 33, and 44. Either you have 2 numbers or 3 numbers, that we follow the same thing, children. that I write 22. 1 times 22, 2 times 11. Do I have anything? No. For 33, let's say how I can write. 1 times 33, 2 times no, 3 times 11. Then I write 44. 1 times 44, 2 times 22, 4 times 11, right? Then what I do, I list down the common factors for all of them. Common factors of 22, 33, and 44. And I open the curly bracket. I can see 1 is common for all of them. Is 2 common all of them? No. I can see number 2 with 22 and 44, but with 33, I can't find 2. Then what is the next number? 4? No, only with 44. So then the next number is 11. Anything else? No. 22 is common for 22 and 44, but not with this thing. So then what you do, you mark it and you write down. So this is the highest common factor, right? The highest common factor, highest common factor of 22, 33, and 44, right? So this is how we find the highest common factor, right? So then you can pause the video and learn how to do this. Maybe that you have 2 numbers, maybe you have 3 numbers, that's totally fine. That we do the same thing and find the common factors for them, that whatever the numbers you have, out of the common numbers or the common factors in the list inside the curly bracket, you get the highest value, that will be the highest common factor, right? So then I'm moving to the next subtopic, that is multiples. Now, children, how do you get the multiples? That this is very familiar for you from the lower grades, your parents and your teachers, always they ask you to study the multiplication table. Study the multiplication table. How do you do that? 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, 2 times 5. When I read out the multiplication table like this, that you just listen to me one more time, and you can find a common number and you change the other number. 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, 2 times 5. But it is that all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, I multiplied by 2. That is, I said 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. If it is the 8 multiplication table, 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3, 8 times 4, that likewise I multiply a number by different counting numbers to get the multiples of that particular number, right? But then how I'm going to write that? If I get a particular number and multiply it by different counting numbers, it should be the positive whole numbers, different counting numbers, right? Different counting numbers, I can have the multiples of the said particular number, right? So then for an example, it's like this. If I take 3 and then 3 multiplied by 1 equal to 3. So then 3 multiplied by 2 equal to 6. Then 3 multiplied by 3 equal to 9. So then the 3 multiplied by 4 equal to 12. So therefore, 3, 6, 9, 12 are sum of the, why I said the sum of the word, because that it is not ending, sum of the multiples of 3, right? By any chance, if they have given the question like this, children, wait, I'll make it bigger so then you can read it carefully and counting numbers, right? So let's say that you have something like this. They have asked you the question, write first 3 multiples of 5. So then how do you find? Write the first 3 multiples of 5. So what you do, children, find multiply by 1, right? So then you take 5 multiplied by 2, and then you take 5 multiplied by 3, like this. So then how do you write the answer? The first 3 multiples of 5, and then you open the curly bracket and you list down 5, 10, 15, and you can close the bracket, right? You can close the bracket. Why you can close the bracket? Because they have asked us to write only the first 3 multiples. This is one question type you can have in the exam, children. Let's say that they have asked you to write 3 multiples of 5. They have not mentioned anything, right? They have just asked you to write 3 multiples of 5. You can select anything. You can write 5 times 12 equal to 60. So then you can write 5 times 8. It's equal to 40, right? So then you write then 5 times 20. It is equal to 100. You can write anything, right? So then how do you write? 3 multiple. So then here you write 3 multiples of 5, and then you open the curly bracket and you just write that 60, no order, right? Because they have not given a specific order. You just write down and you close the bracket. Another way of you can have the question is that the first one, write first 3 multiples. So then write 3 multiples, right? So then they are telling write multiples of 3. They have not given a number. In that case, how do you write that? You start from that 5 times 1, right? So then you write 5 times 2. Okay, so then 5 times 3. It's going on. So then how do you just write the answer then? Multiples of 3, you just open the curly bracket, you write 5, comma 10, comma 15, 20, and the list is going on because they have not given the lower boundary or the upper boundary that you can write anything. They have not specifically mentioned whether you want to write the first 3 multiples or any 3 multiples. They have just asked you to write the multiples, so then you can write anything or any number of multiples. So then here I just took 4 multiples, and then after the last comma, I put 3 dots like this and I close the curly brackets. This means that I have many more multiples in the list. Hope it is clear for all of you. So then I will show you the whole note from the beginning. So under the topic multiples, that you want to copy down, that sometimes that first of all you want to understand what is a multiple. If I get a particular number and multiply it by different counting numbers, I can have the multiples of the said particular number, right? If it is that 3, 6, 9, 12 are some of the multiples of 3. And there are 3 ways you can see the question. You want to read the question properly, what they have asked you to write, first 3 multiples of 5. So then you can write only the first 3 multiples, that nothing else, then you close the curly brackets. Then the next one, they ask you to write 3 multiples. They have not mentioned whether it is the first 3 or the whatever it is. They have not mentioned. You can pick any number as you wish and you can write, and there is no order in the answer too. And the next one, they just say the write multiples of 5. They have not mentioned whether I can write list down 2 multiples, 4, 5, 6, anything, because they have not given a number. So here what I did, that I just listed down the 4 multiples of, this should be the multiples of 5, right? Okay, so then we can write it like this. So then these are the different ways that we can have the question. Or else, sometimes there can be a question like this. Write 3 multiples of 5. That here that I made another mistake, children. 3 multiples of 5, 3 multiples of 5. Write multiples of 5, it should be, right? And then the other thing that, let's say that another question, write 3 multiples of 5 greater than 20. Now what you do, children? So then 5 times 4, 20, right? Then you can't write 20 here because it should be greater than. So then we know 5 times 4 is equal to 20. You skip it. So then you take 5 times 5, 25. Then 5 times 6. So then 30, and we want to write 3, right? So then the 5 times 7, it is equal to 35. Again, this is not according to the order. You can pick anything, any 3 multiples. If they have said that write the first 3 multiples of 5 greater than 20, then it is 25, 30, and 35, children. But they have not mentioned something like that. They have just asked us to write 3 multiples of 5 greater than 20. You can pick anything. Here for my easy reference, I selected 25, 30, and 35. Right? So then different way that they can give the same question in different ways. Children, read the question carefully and write the answer accordingly, right? I can't exactly say that what to write and how to write without knowing the question, right? Okay. Then we are moving to something very important. So then we are moving to the lowest common multiple. What is that concept? The lowest common multiple? See, I am going to explain it now. Then like the highest common factor. So this time we are going to learn lowest common multiple. Children, hear that when you are finding HCF or LCM, the different teachers, they will explain this in different ways, that you can't think that the school teacher is correct and that I'm doing the correct thing, or that I'm wrong and your school teacher is doing the correct thing. Different teachers that from their school days, they have different ways, but all these different ways are correct because that whatever that they explain, they took it from their teacher. So then different teachers explain it in different way. So then it goes, right? It the carries the same way, right? Okay, children, now let's say the question you might have, let's say the lowest common multiple of 8, 12, 8 and 12, let's say 8 and 12. 8, sorry. LCM of 8 and 12. So what is the method I am using here? I take 8 and 12 and I start dividing. When I'm dividing like this, I pick, keep this in your mind, I pick only the prime numbers. I pick only the prime numbers. Starting from the lowest possible prime number, I start dividing this, right? Here that if you can't remember that, I just recall that what is the prime number list? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, like this. Okay. So then it is 2, 2 times 4, 2 times 6. Again, can I divide this by 2? Yes. 2 times 2, 2 times 3. Now, out of these numbers, one number can divide, at least if one number can divide, I can take 2, then 1 and 3 is not divisible. Exactly, that we can divide 3 by 2, but without a remainder, we can't divide. Therefore, we just write 3 as it is, but that I can't continue this with 2, then I just have to write it, take 3. So then 3, 1 I don't want because it is done already. Now, until you get this 1 version, you start dividing like this. If you can't divide it by 2, you move to 3, then you move to 5, 7, 11, 13. So likewise, you can continue this division only with the prime numbers, right? So, but don't think that always you want to start from 2. There can be some situations where you can't start from 2, sometimes even 3, 5. So you have to start from 7 onwards according to the question scenario, right? Then what I do, children, I just write LCM of 12, 8 and 12, LCM of 8 and 12 will be, I take all these numbers. So then I take all these numbers, right? And list down them how 2 times, 2 times, 2 times 3. 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 3, 24. Now I will show you something. This is the easiest way for me to do in the exam. But I'm going to prove now, right? I'm going to prove how I'm going to prove that I take a totally different color. Let's say the multiples of 12 I write, let's say. Yeah, I write multiples of 8. So then we write 8, 12, 16, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. We have, but I finish over there. So then here I write multiples. Actually, this is another way that some teachers are doing, right? 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, like this. Out of these multiples, you can see 24, 24, it is common. 48, 48, common. Out of the common multiples, if need that I can write, the common multiples of 8 and 12, the same way you open the curly bracket and you list down 48 that there can be. Therefore, I just put the 3 dots and close the bracket. Now you can see that 24 is different. Why the 24 is different? What is the reason? So that is the out of the common multiples. This is the lowest common multiple, right? That is LCM. That we get the same answer, 24, when we do this. Hope it is clear for all of you, right? Now, you know what are the prime numbers? What are the factors? Then the prime factors, you know. Then the highest common factor. Multiples, lowest common multiples. So these are the things we learned throughout these 2 videos. Though I wanted to have few other topics, I'm not going to take it because you are little ones that when you have the longer videos, so it tends to lose your focus or the attention, that you can't focus for longer time. Therefore, I will bring all the other topics in the next video. And children, keep this in your mind. There will be a special paper class, most probably on 20th. I think that it is a holiday in Sri Lanka. So then most probably that I will publish everything. So then you can know about all the details and how I'm going to do it. So keep the date free, because that you will be having the formative assessment. So I'll be going through that. Therefore, please keep the date free. I'll share the more details later. Okay, children, we'll meet again with the next video. Till then, stay safe. Bye.